nishmasi mi moirosi rus bas Mordechai. Shkoyach elovoto. You want another one? You don't answer anyway. Welcome to all the guests. Welcome to all the new guys. I don't know how many new guys in English. I know in Hebrew, over 250 people joined for the new Perek. Yes, Neuchlin. It is Erev Yom Kippur, and I really need to ask Mechila from everybody. Well, not from everybody, but all those that I insulted over the year. The new ones, everybody said, now you have to, and they, huh? I already asked him. Even, doctor, tell him. Yeah, that's right, Yosef. Shkoyach. Now you have, this people starting to add up. They have to ask me, Mechila, suddenly. Wow. I hope you're all moichel me, and I'm not moichel you.
Yes, we do.
Actually, you moichel? I could go through everybody. I insulted everybody. Listen, if you come here, al das, you will be insulted in public. That's how it is. Especially if you misbehave. Where's Dr. Factor? I really have to ask him. He knows where to go, Erev Yom Kippur. Okay. So seriously, I asked Mechila if I came late, if I insulted you, if I taught you wrong pshat in the sugya. By Chaim Moshe, a younger man from Williamsburg. Aguten Rav Eli. I wanted to take a moment to express my deep akar for being part of the shir for the past 1,000 days. Yes, it started from the free Gemara. You hear this? This guy got a free Gemara. Somebody donated $35 to him. Why? And we sent out a free Gemara, and he learned 1,000 daf with us. Reaching this milestone makes me emotional as the daily shir has become a big part of my life. Your dedication, energy, and warmth have made learning addictable. Wow, addictable was such a word. And best part of my daily routine. It's the best part of his daily routine, more than just learning. Being part of this incredible journey with you has impacted me, my personal growth in ways I could never have imagined. You've helped me appreciate the beauty of Torah and the joy of consistent learning. I'm proud to say that I was a person who never confronted people about ruchnius, and I'm now busy recruiting people to the shir in Williamsburg. Yes, you have a following here too. You hear that? He went out of his comfort zone. Another thing he learned. And I can't ignore the connection I feel with thousands of MDY family members from around the world that I never met. I have a lot more to say, but I'll keep it short so Mendy Auerbach doesn't get upset at me. Those are his words, not mine. Thank you for being the driving force behind the transformative experience. What's pshat in these Satmar Hasidim writing English like this? Was is das? Wow.
Never underestimate.
Never. Thank you for being the driving force behind this transformative experience, for your endless dedication and for the passion you put into every daf. I look forward to continuing the journey of finishing Shas together. So you're saying that if you put in the email, you say write an email, he'll stick in by himself. Remendi Auerbach, ChatGPT knows this. Even ChatGPT knows what you do. It's unbelievable. Zchusim. I look forward, I feel him over here. I could see his Varmkeit. I look forward to continuing the journey of finishing Shas together one daf at a time. From the days you were giving shir at home, due to the scare of COVID, you still held the sheets in your hand. Animation was still unthinkable. The cameras weren't perfect. No, it was just the iPhone on this table. Chasidim were still scared to join your shir or didn't know of the shir. Now everybody around me knows about it, etc. Looking forward to the Shabbaton. A young man from Williamsburg, Moed Kotten Daf Beis. I'm continuing on with the list. Somebody complained yesterday that he didn't hear his name yet because he wasn't I started from the hundreds. But these are the new guys. Nachmen Meuman gave 101. Aaron Avadayov, 18. Eliezer Shon, 5. 5 a month. Givaldik. It's better than 0. There are givers and there are takers. Or Boisai. Mark Rickolas, $15 a month. Eli Ashir, $180 a month. And now onto the list. Moshe Shulgasser, 100. Jonathan Chitrit. I wanted to ask his father. I don't know if that's his father or not. Is this the son? I don't know. Jonathan Chitrit, 100. Harry Cohen, 85. Stuart Nussbaum, 72. Jacob Silverstone, 72. Ira Robinson, 54. Stephen Taub. Now the rest are all 52s. Stephen Taub, Davey Abrani, Joe Gutman, Moti Weinrib, Donnie Fine, Yishkoyach. You even paid attention? You don't even know. It comes off your credit card. That's the whole trick. You put it on, you have no clue. Donnie, talk to the guy next to you. We need to get him on the monthly. Harry Fruman. You see who's sitting next to him? Harry Fruman. We're going to put the pressure on until he caves. Joel Green. David Sickle. Isaac Ben Murgy. That's the guy Mustama from Miami. Mark Meisler. Jonah Berzon. Ron Fried. Jonah Bookstein. Stephen Goldberg. Brian Layton. And Nachum Stauber. All 52. Rabbi Isai. What else do we have here? Oh, Rabbi, this is pure. This is, I'm telling you straight out. Sometimes they say there's no gaiva involved. This is pure gaiva for me. SukkahPosters.com, best-selling Gedolim posters, #1 bestseller, Rav Eli Stefansky. And there's a Daf Yomi special. If you buy any item, you get a free Sukkah poster of Rav Eli Stefansky or Rebsruli Bornstein, because it's the Daf Yomi special. Hi, it's Dovid from Sukkah Posters. Do you know what our #1 selling poster was last year and this year as well? Drum roll. Okay, this is mamish pure gaiva. Erev Yom Kippur. I had a chaperite in at least one avera this year, so I could do tshuva on something. It's Rav Eli Stefansky promo. Now you know bonus. 25% of all Rav Eli posters go to be donated to MDY. This is Gavalik. Sukkah Posters. I'm mamish. He knows how to do it. I'm going to say even his SukkahPosters.com. Okay, where are the? No, you listen. Autograph if you put up in your sukkah and you send me a picture. I need to see some of these pictures afterwards. All right, the Koil of the month sponsored by Binyomin Rosenfeld for Hatzlacha in business. I spoke to Binyomin last night. I called him up to thank him for all that he does. He told me about the thing. Avi, listen to this. You hear this? You don't hear what I'm talking about. This is very chashuv. Binyomin Rosenfeld told me that he lost all his money at a certain. He does stock stuff. He lost all his money at a certain point. He had a few $1,000s left in his account. He took all that money because he heard me saying once that the official did this. Not that he lost all his money, but the official once gave like a large amount, and he got that amount, exact amount, plus like $20,000 that same day. So few people, Murad Nakash, Yossi Klein, a few. So you heard it. He said, "I'm going to take all my money. I'm donating it to MDY." That's what he said. Everything he had left in his bank, because he lost it all. He said, "Let's go broke." Took it all and donated, and immediately that's when he had this tremendous Hatzlacha in business. He should keep on going, mala. The Koil of the month, Binyomin Rosenfeld for Hatzlacha in business. He just sponsored 1,000 Gemaras for Masechtas Sanhedrin. That's $35,000. So Stam, you should know, 500 for Hebrew, 500 for English. Miseli for the safe and speedy return for all the hostages. Parnasa Chodesh, Linishma Zechraya ben Moshe, Linishma Zechraya bas Yosef. Parnasa Chodesh Binyomin Rosenfeld, for all the zchusim that come from supporting limud HaTorah. Parnasa Chodesh, health and strength to Rav Eli. Parnasa Yoim, Daniel Seid, dedicated to the Seid family for Hatzlacha, Parnasa, and Maseim Tovim for Tovim Pei Hey. The Zaret family. Here they are. Father, is that you? You have anything to do with this? No. It has to do with you. You did it for your father also. The Zaret family. Thank you, Hashem. Psh. Listen, again, talking about Gaiva, I don't like when people call me that, but okay. It's not such a great joke. David Carno. Thank you, Rav Eli and the MDY team. Look at him. He can't control it.
No, that's just wrong.
It was wrong. Okay, let's go. Zaret family. It's part of the joke.
Hashem, he's sorry.
Yeah, 100%. Of course, you know, Hashem knows. Zaret family, thank you, Hashem. Seriously. David Carno, thank you, Rav Eli and the MDY team. Art of the month for Schos, for Rav Eli and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah so enjoyable for so many. Rabbi Isai, before we start the new Perek, we have to finish off a very short sugya. It's Gishmaka sugya. Our animators, 3D animators, they worked yesterday on doing a certain. I asked them to do this sugya, and they said no problem. But lamaisa, something happens. One guy had to go somewhere, and we don't have the 3D. So I was a little bit disappointed, and I left as I was leaving my house this morning. A Rebbe from Darchei Torah watches the shir. He sent in this video. Mamish explains beautifully. I think it's better than all three. Well, Bezer Hashem will put the 3D on the regular shir in the edit. By the way, I'll just ask a shayla before we start. We say Shechiyanu all year round, different things. what is the number one occasion that we say Shechianu, the happiest occasion of Shechianu during the year? Somachta b'chagecha, Sukkos. Anybody? Who said? I just heard something. Huh? Says Rabbi Einhorn, Yom Kippur. Very good. That's what when we say Shechianu tonight, happiest time of the year. Happiest that we have this special day called Yom Kippur. Ties into today's sugya. We'll see. Says the Gemara all the way in the bottom. When a person sells a field and he says, I'm selling you half the field, you have to do a evaluation, and he gives him the half that he wants. The seller could decide what half he wants based on half the value. It could be more than half of the field. It could be 3/4 of the field if it's the part that's not so good. It could be less, whatever he decides, but he has to evaluate the field. 50% of the value of the field he gives. And he also has to give him room for a fence. And as we're going to see here, he has to give him an additional 10 tfachim on the other side of the fence. Did I not make a bracha, especially Erev Kippur. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaroi. It's mamish Hashem. There's no food on the table for the olam. But there will be. Somebody donated a breakfast for today. It might come in the middle, but the olam shouldn't go crazy. Maybe they have to. Maybe it's a mitzvah to go crazy with the food. Moshe Einhorn, right over here, the one that knew the answer, he's the one that sponsored the breakfast. Be'ez Hashem will come soon. Anonymous. So it says like this: Mikabel olav bakum geder Tana choretz mibachutz uben choretz mibifnim. It's interesting. I was wondering what kind of animal are we talking about. In order to protect the field from animals coming into the field, they would dig a ditch in the ground. Now, some animals, they don't really care about ditches. They see a ditch and they go right over. It's nothing for them. A cat. A cat could go in a ditch, could jump over the ditch, could jump over a car. I mean, it's not a big deal. So what's this ditch exactly? So the Gemara tells us it looks something like this. It's 6 tefach wide. Then there's a 1 tefach strip of land, and then there's a 3 tefachim ditch. 2 ditches, an inner one and an outer one, the charetz and a ben charetz, and that's on the other side of the fence. If we're looking at this picture, there's a fence on the right side, and behind that, that's what he sold him. But this is the extra additional ground, 10 tefachim that he has to give the buyer in order that he could create ditches. And here's the video that Rabbi Yanki Levitin from Darchei Torah sent me as I was walking to Shir today, and here it goes. This is the ditch. Love this. I think all the TikToks and everything were created just for Torah, the idea of TikTok. See, Rav Yanki, look. It's mamish maridik. Here it is. I just missed it. It repeats itself. I didn't have to do it. I wanted to repeat it as I didn't chop that last part. These are not the animals we're talking about. But I think they show it now on slow motion.
I think he likes it. The animal likes it.
Yeah. The moicher has to give the room of the ditch, the extra 10 tefachim of the ditch. So, here we go. Givaldik. Okay. So, what's this? Oh, this was yesterday's video of putting up in South Africa. They put up a big giant metal gate that elephants cannot climb over. So.
That's what I felt before my surgery.
Big Kitzer walks off as if nothing happened. This is the ditch with the gorilla. A kid once fell in there, and people jump in there once in a while. Big Kitzer, they do ditches. We're talking about something similar to this kind of animal, like a marten. A cat could jump These guys cause a lot of problems in the fields, so it's something like this. For whatever reason, 6 tfachim plus 3 tfachim really works. And the fact that there's a piece of land in between ensures that they can't really jump over it. Now, in the 3D animation, what we're trying to show is that if it's a 6 tefach wide ditch, so the animal could climb into the ditch, then back himself up, and take a running jump and jump over the ditch and onto the fence. But the 3 tefachim ditch, you can't back up. It's too narrow to jump out of. You can jump straight up, you can't jump forward. So that's what the Gemara says. The large ditch, the 6 tefachim, is on the outside, further away from the fence, and the smaller ditch, the 3 tefachim ditch, is on the inside, closer to the fence, like our original picture here, like this. 3 tefachim is closer to the ditch, 6 tefachim on the outside. Oh, reminds me, I got to tell you the story. There was a guy here, his name was Shmuel, I'm not going to say his last name. It was Erev Yom Kippur a number of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And I'm walking up the stairs, and he's walking down the stairs, and I said, Shmuel, where are you going? He goes, I'm going to collect money for a certain organization here in Bet Shemesh. It's Erev Yom Kippur. I said, no, you're not. It's Erev Yom Kippur. It was not Erev Yom Kippur. Erev Yom Kippur. He says, it's Purim? Okay. You just ruined the Maisa.
Sorry.
I'm not Michael with that one.
Oh, yeah. No, you got to be medayik on but very important.
I thought it was Erev Yom Kippur.
Erev Yom Kippur is like Purim, no?
Whatever. We'll ask him. Somebody call him. It's on video. Kids, okay. Erev Yom Kippur, Kippurim. And I said, what do you mean? How could you go collect money instead of learning a shir, instead of learning Torah? He says, no, I collect a certain money, I have to do it. And I gave him a dirty look, and he went his way. All of a sudden, before shir even started, he comes right back. He says, I accepted what you said, and that's it. And after shir, I said this in shir, I said, wow, I'm proud of you, came back. Nothing should stop Torah, even collecting money. Kitzer, I saw Rocky coming in, that's why I said, I know that Rocky just came from collecting money, right? And sure enough, during shir, somebody sent him a very large check, like $5,000 or something. So he said, okay, I wouldn't have collected that. And he sent his son instead of him, told him where to go. And his son went and didn't collect a single dollar. Nothing, zero. All the addresses that the son went to, nobody was home, nobody opened the door. So he said, you see, the moifis of Torah, if you stay, you earn more, even to do another mitzvah. And if you go, you don't get anything. That was today. It's
if you hang the
the Shkola wants to know if it's going to work for him. If you're serious about it and you do it, that's how it works.
If you hang the poster in your sukkah, then you'll have big Hatzlacha.
If you hang the poster in the sukkah, it's a sgula that there shouldn't be mice. That's Zok the Gemara. Tana. We have to get to the new Perek. And both of them it's land that he has to give him in addition to the land that he sold him, he has to give him on the other side of the fence. So whatever chaya we're talking about, that a chaya shouldn't jump. As the Gemara, why do you need 2? Let him make the wider one, and that's it. Animal can't jump over it. Says Gemara, I did the ravach, since it's wide, I'll go inside it. Now that we have another one, he can't go in it, and he can't jump from the narrow one. He can't jump, so that's why we have the narrow. Oh, so narrow one works. So just make the narrow one. If he goes into the narrow one, you won't be able to jump over it. So the Gemara, no, I did the kat, and I'll jump right over it. You won't go into it and jump. So you need 2 for these type of animals, whatever they are. I'm not very familiar with this. I know that in the safari, the leopard jumped right over whatever fence there was. And yesterday we showed these animals jumping. But there are some animals, smaller ones, that the combination of a wide 6 tefach ditch and a 3 tefach ditch with dirt in between prevents them from coming in. The total of 10 tefachim extra is what the seller has to give the buyer.
Why is it only on the sale?
That's just like the Mishnah said. He has to give him a fence. He has to give him also. This is how we buy fields. You buy a field, you give him with protection to the field. How much distance is between the 2 ditches? 1 tefach. Hadran Alach Beis Kar. Hadran Allah Beis Kur. Says the Heilige Mishnah. Yesh Neuchlin U Manchilin. It was Erev Yom Kippur. You got to be medayik in your things.
Beautiful.
5,000. Huh?
On video now, I know. I need 8,000.
You need 8,000 today? Send them DY $8,000. Maybe we'll. No. Rabbi say here it is. Noichel umanchil. Noichel means a taker, and manchilim is a giver. There are givers and takers when it comes to Yerusha. And in fact, I think if you look around, everybody you know, you could classify people in two categories. They're the givers and they're the takers. They're people that stand in line. Any opportunity they have to take, they will take. And there are people that any opportunity they have to give, they give. I think that's how you could categorize everybody. And Be'ez Hashem, everybody will be a giver. Learn the enjoyment of giving. Okay, dying to give and killing to take. Whatever it is, what's the famous vart that the Satmar Rebbe said? He said, in America they take eitzes and they give money. In Israel, they take money and give eitzes. Very good. So, yesh noichlim umanchilim. Yeah, it's a lashon. Noichlim means to take, to get Yerusha. A son takes a Yerusha from his father. Umanchilim is a father giving Yerusha over to his son. A receiver and a giver. V'yesh noichlim. So there's four things there's four options here, right? You have two words, so you can take those two words and do four things with them. There are people that don't give and don't take. There are people that give and don't take, and there's people that take and don't give. And there's people that give and take. Like a father and a son, it goes in both directions. It's a two-way street. A father can inherit a son who dies early and doesn't have children, and a son, of course, inherits from his father. Umanchilin. There are people that receive, they take, umanchilim, and they give over Yerusha. V'yesh, like this picture, will be a noichel and a manchil. It goes in both directions. V'yesh noichlim v'loi manchilim. There are people that just take, like a husband. He receives the Yerusha from his wife, but the wife doesn't receive a Yerusha from him. She'll never inherit the husband. It'll go to his offspring. Manchilin v'loi noichelin. There are those who give, like a wife gives to a husband but doesn't take. It's the reverse. V'loi noichelin. V'loi noichelin v'loi manchilin. Like two brothers from a mother. They don't inherit each other in either direction. And the Mishnah goes on to explain. V'loi noichelin u'manchilin. These are those who it goes in both directions. A father inherits his sons. If a son dies without children, the father inherits the son. The Gemara wonders, that's the Gemara's first question, why start off like that? Say what the normal way. The normal thing is for a son to inherit a father. Why talk about a very sad situation of a father inheriting his son? Next case, v'habarim esav. As the Rashbam even says, we'll say in the Gemara, it's a bracha for a son to bury his father when the father is at old age. It's not a bracha for a father to bury his son. We just had 3 losses yesterday. 3 fathers are going to bury their son today. Already last night? All 3? 2 out of 3. Wow. Hershkovitz, I don't know, somebody like he's a Rosh Yeshiva or something, the father. Who is he? All 3 are Yeshiva guys? Oh. Wow. John Badner. Oh yeah, of course. What, from Ramesh John Badner's cousin. Wow. Then Shama should have an aliyah. Va'abonim esoav. And sons inherit their father. Ve'oachim enoav. Noichlim umanchilim. So we could show this now. Here's a father. We'll take it slow. Father got married, had a son. The father married another woman, maybe at a later time, had another son. These two sons share a father, they do not share a mother. So that's a ach me'av. They are brothers through a father. They share one father. So therefore, if one of them dies, they inherit each other. If that mother, let's say this father dies, and she goes and she marries another man, and she has another son. So now the center guy shares his brother, but they only share a mother. They do not inherit each other at all. They're brothers, half brothers, but they don't inherit each other. It goes both ways. This brother dies, the other guy gets the Yerusha with that if he doesn't have children. And if the other, Reuven and Shimon, Reuven dies, Shimon inherits him. If Shimon dies, Reuven inherits him. Ha'ish esimoi. Very interesting. I just want to point out something very interesting. When a father dies and leaves a Yerusha, the son makes a Shechianu. No others. Depends. One child, no, two child. I don't know. I guess something.
How much money?
Yeah, I mean, if it's $2, not. But if a son dies and he leaves his father $100 million Yerusha, father doesn't say Shechianu. But tonight we say Shechianu. That's what I was saying. We say Shechianu because it's a very happy time. It's the happiest, says Rosh Hashanah, the happiest time of the year. It's an opportunity to do tshuva. All we have to do is fast. And not only that, when you have pain fasting, when it hurts, when it's like uncomfortable, that's a time to be happy and say, look, for that uncomfortable few moments, whatever it is, few hours, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is moichel our aveiros. A person inherits his mother, and as the Mishnah is going to say, that she doesn't inherit him. Sorry. Ha'ish es imoy. Did I just skip something?
No.
Va'ish es ishtoi. And the husband inherits his wife. Ubnei achayos. Oh, so this is very nice. First of all, let's see this. Neuchlin. This shows us Neuchlim and Manchilim. Here goes. Beautiful, this thing. Here you have two brothers that share the same father. They are Neuchel. What does Neuchel mean? That if the father dies, they get his Yerusha. That's Neuchel. Manchel means that if they die, he inherits them. Manchel. Now, Achiv ma'avu me'im. Oh, this is Givaldik. If the center guy dies, you saw that? The center guy dies, so the Yerusha goes only to the brother from the father. Here we go. It goes that way. But what if... He says no. To the mother, not.
In that case, the father falls by life. Goes to the brother and then the father by life.
Let's see. We'll have to see the Gemara for that, to see if you're right. B'nei achayos. This is where we're holding. You have parents, Sava, Safta. They had two children, a boy and a girl. The daughter had a son. That son has an uncle. His name is Ach. He's a brother, right? The brother of the sister has a nephew. The nephew has an uncle. Now, if the uncle dies, first, she died first, right? So she's dead. Now the uncle dies. So the Yerusha goes to the nephew through the mother. So the nephew inherits his uncle, but the uncle does not inherit the nephew. Bnei achayos. That's bnei achayos. Neuchlin v'loi manchilim. You take, the nephew takes, but doesn't give back to the uncle. Ha'isha es boneha. A mother to her sons. That's a typical giver. That's a giver, not a taker. A mother gives, doesn't take. Va'isha is bala, and a wife to her husband. She does not inherit her husband. The mother doesn't inherit her son. Va'chehaim, and the brothers of the mother. We just said here, in this case, that's the brother of the mother, the uncle. Manchilim v'loy noichlim. They give, but they don't take. Va'achim and brothers from a mother. If they share the mother, like on the left side, they only share a mother, they don't share a father. Loy noichlin, veloy manchilin. It doesn't go either direction. This is very interesting. You have two brothers. They grew up in the same house for 25 years. They share the same mother. They share the same stepfather. They're brothers. And one of them dies. You go and you find some uncle's brother from the father's side that they never met. And that uncle's father's brother gets the Yerusha, not your own brother, not your half-brother. That's how it works. Ask the Gemara, when I'm describing a father inheriting a son and a son inheriting a father, why do you describe the father inheriting a son first? Listening operations. First say that a son inherits a father. Why? The Gemara explains the question. You don't want to start off saying a terrible tragedy. Talk about soldiers getting killed in the war. It's a terrible tragedy. First of all, that a father should bury his son. Why would we start off like that? And another thing. Why is the father inheriting his son? Because his son didn't have children. He died without children. It's a double tragedy. Daf Kuf Ches Amud Beis. Void. In addition to explain the question, it says before in the pasuk that the son died, the father died, and he doesn't have a son. I really should have shown the psukim. Let's see the psukim first. This is important for the sugya. When the daughters of Hatzlacha came to Moshe Rabbeinu, they said, "Why shouldn't we get a nachla?" Sakash Baruch Hu said, "Okay." I just highlighted the order, what the pasuk says. Uvein enlai. The person doesn't have a son. So who's the first inheritor based on these psukim? The son. And if you don't have a son, he goes to the daughter. If you don't have a daughter, you go to the brothers of the one that was nifter. And if he doesn't have brothers, should go to the uncles. If the father of the one that was nifter doesn't have brothers, the one that was nifter doesn't have uncles, who's Sheira Korvelo, Rabbi Say? Whoever said wife, that's very good. That we're going to have a shita like that, and we learned that. The Gemara tells us that She'eroi is the father. So let's go back. If there's a father, first it goes to the son, then it goes to the daughter, then it goes to the brother, then it goes to the father's brothers, and then to the father. So that's the sugya that we're going to see now. Turning of the daf is sponsored by the Belsky family in memory of Simcha Berel, Dovid, Ben Avraham, Moshe, and by Kidnovations LLC. In honor of my uncle, Rebbe Chanan Pressman, official should be zchusim for Akiva Simcha Ben Fayga, shidduch for Rivka Yehudas Bas Chaya, and thank you to Rebbitzen Stefansky for selflessly giving up her husband for the cloud should be zchus for a year filled with mazel, bracha, Hatzlacha, Parnasa berevach, and refuah. So the Gemara's question is, why did it start off saying that a father is burying his sons? Says the Gemara of Atano, I did the Asilei, Midrasha Chavivale. You know, we all remember the Rosh Hashiva. Chab geflekt zogin. I once said in a drush of mine, Chab getracht, I thought, Chab getracht, pshat. A grad I saw it later on. It's mamish mefurish in the Gemara somewhere. I was mechavim myself. People love themselves. They love their own Torah, and they make sure that you know that's their Torah too. The Gemara says we came up with this drasha. We figured it out ourselves. It doesn't say mefurish in the Torah. So in Mela, I want to say it first. I'm going to tell you, and the Gemara is going to go through the drasha how we knew this. As I was learning this, I thought to myself, a mashal, I thought it was a good mashal. I like sport and shalom. We all can relate. I'm not such a big soccer player, or they call it in England football. But I think life is like football a little bit, like soccer. You have a court, you have a field. Thank you, a field. You have a pitch, a field, and you have a goal. And the goal of the game is to get a ball into that goal. That's the goal. You work really hard, 90 minutes or whatever. Sometimes you get 1 goal, 2 goals, but you work hard. And then there's a goalie. His job is to make sure you don't get it in. And that's our life. We're trying to get another Daf Gemara, but then the goalie comes and says, not today. Today you got to do carpool. Today you're sick. You're not feeling so well. The header, there's always that guy that tries to hurt, to stop you, to prevent you. And our entire life we're trying to get stuff in there, to do another chesed, to do another Gemara, and he stops us. And when it's hard and it's very difficult, and you work, mamish, after 35 minutes, goal! The oil goes crazy, goal! It's mamish, gewaldig. Then you have anah. If you came at night and there's no goalie there and you start knocking the ball and it's garnished, it doesn't feel good. I did the asile midrasha. You worked hard on it, chavivale. Then it's chashav. And then I thought to myself, that's why I want to say that I came up with this mashal. It's mamish chashav for me. I have a chavivas to this now. By the
way, the Gemara says that's why
it's mecham to the Gemara.
I'm right.
Yeah, maybe Gula Loila. Because you want to take credit for yourself. You hear?
Give the guy credit for the Torah that he came up with.
I hear. So Rabbi Isai, if you had to think about this pasuk, I'll tell you that it means the father. Where does the father belong in this list? Right over here. If a person dies, doesn't have a son, but he has a father, does the father get inheritance? Oh, the breakfast is coming in. Whoever wants, here, bring it in. Come, bring it in. Reb Moshe Einhorn, it should be a zchus for you and your mishpacha. Thank you for mizakid oilam. Food. Chassidim, they like to give food. They like to give. Chassidim are givers. Ooh, sandwiches, the whole zach over here. Don't all get up in one shot. So, hold on, I'm asking you a question here. If you have a father and there's... Here, let's put this on for a second. I know Doyle wants to see the breakfast. There's a son, there's a daughter, there's a brother, there's a father's brother. Here, pass it to me, Reb Nachum. He wants me to see it. Oh, okay, you take it. I'm not gonna eat it. I just wanted to show the oilam. So where does the father fit in here? Rabbi said, where does the father fit in here? So what the Gemara is saying now is he fits in over here. Right over here. We're going to put him in there. First, you give it to the son. If there's no son, you give it to the daughter. And if there's no daughter, give it to the father. Why? Because we're saying now, Kroi Shaloi Kisidron. You're right. The Sheira Akar Veilov comes in Pasuk Yud Aleph, like I showed you. But it's not in order. So we're going to go out of order. We're going to take him, insert him right over there. Sheira Akar Veilov. Son, daughter, father. Says the Gemara, my drasha. What's the drasha? The sanya. She'eroi. First of all, you should know that the word she'eroi, ze'av, it's referring to a father. She'eroi, his relative, ze'av. Melamed sho'av koidim la'achim. He's right before the brothers. Yachol. Yeah, koidim leben. Well, if you're going out of order, let's do this. Check this out. I did it myself. I'm very proud of this. We said he's over here. Maybe once you're moving things out of whack, just move him out of whack completely. Put him all the way in the front of the line. Says the Gemara, no way. It says l'sheiri hakarov in that pasuk, the second word, the top line, right? That thing that moves. Sheiri hakarov. Karov, kaidem. The one that's more related. Who's more related, Rabbi Isai? A son or a father? Oh, I'm sorry, not a son or brothers. A son or brothers. We'll see in a second. Okay. A father is before brothers. So you have a father, you have brothers. You have to know who's first. Okay. So first of all, Stama Maisa. Oh, forget the Maisa. We'll go to Reb Chatzkel for a second. He used to tell Bacharim in Yeshiva, this is for me. What's in here? Lax and bagels. Okay. Tuna or cream cheese. One for everybody. It's a mitzvah to eat today. Mitzvah, especially if you daven chakras. Shemchatz used to tell people, karev kaidam. It's a bigger mitzvah to learn with your own children, with your brothers, with your father, with your relatives, than to learn with a good chavrusa. That's what he used to tell people. By the way, I want to stop for a second. I forgot to say Shalom. Shalom, what's your name? Eli Salam. Oh, 1 minute. You're the one Eli for MDY. How come I didn't like? When I was in London, he parked right in front of me. His license plate, well, actually his wife's license plate, right? Eli for MDY. Shkoyach Gadol. I have your license plate. You gave me one. I have it at home. Shkoyach Shalom. Who else? There's somebody else. Kellner. No? Kellner. Yossi? Rabbi Yossi Kellner. Gevaldig. Wow. Erevim Kippur. And he's not new. Avi. He's not. Are you new? The first time here? Second time. What's your name? I know. So what? It means nothing to. Okay, fine. Shmuel Eliwat. I know. Shmuel. What?
Remember, used to like welcome Shmuel Eliwat. You would welcome him.
No, but you know what? It's Baruch Shafnas' seat. That's the problem. Right? He used to sit over there.
Yes.
It's something about that makom. Okay. So. No, they say over Maisa Shkamatoyo that a guy comes to Meirav, he wants to down for the Amud. They say, why? He says, I'm a chiyuv. So what kind of chiyuv? I'm the year, within the year. So the guy says, the year. I'm in the shloshim. Get out of here. So another guy says, no. I'm in the shiva. Then in walks Yerushalmi. He goes, I'm the mace himself. You know. Karev koidem. Whoever's closer, whoever's the closest. Umar Yisrael Rabbi Saben, I wasn't sure if I don't like to pick on them, but some stories it doesn't work with that. You know, you have to. Says the Gemara like this. Umar Yisrael Rabbi Saben Who told you that it works like this? That the father, I'm sorry. Well, let's put him back where he belongs. Oh. How do you know that once we say that there's no order to the psukim, that a father comes before a brother, so maybe there's no order at all. And in fact, maybe a brother inherits his own brother before the brother's son. In other words, what we know today, tradition. A person dies, the Yerusha goes to his son. That's normal. Maybe not. Maybe he shouldn't go to his son. Who told he goes to his son? The pasuk. There's no order in the pasuk. It says Ubeina Einloi, and it goes to the daughter. Maybe the brother gets it first. Now you have to fight it out. Who's closer to a person? Your own brother? Your best friend, your brother, or your own child, the troublemaker that causes you all that agmas nefesh. Sometimes, until they're a certain age. Who's closer? So we have to figure it out. He's going like this to his son. You give me such nachas. I saw that with the corner of my eye. He brings you this year. That's right. So if there's no order, so I could argue. So we can't use logic here. Who's closer? Well, I love my son more than my brother. So no, it doesn't work like that. What does the Torah say? There are two things that a son is very unique with. First of all, the concept called yud. Here's yud. If a person buys a Jewish slave, a Jewish girl under the age of 12, he could marry her without even giving her kesef kiddushin with the money that he bought her with. It's called yiyud. In those days, especially we discussed it at length. How could it be? In those days, there's such poverty that these kids were dying. They didn't have, so the father, without a choice, he'd give his daughter to a wealthy person. Say, take care of my daughter. You want to marry even better. So be a wife of this wealthy guy. Givaldi. Okay, we're not going to go into it. So here it is. He says, she drops everything. She's in shock. Mazel tov. But not only could he do that, his own son could do it as well. Only a son. So you see that a son is like a father. Where else do we see it in the Torah? It's the Achuzah. We just discussed the Achuzah. Yeshua ben Nun gave you a lot of land. It goes from father to son, generation to generation. You go ahead and you take this whole piece of land. By the time you got it, it's generations later. It's this side. You say, okay, you know what? I don't need it. I'm giving it to the Beis Hamikdash. Let the Beis Hamikdash enjoy. What's the halacha? When Yovel comes, so people can redeem it. If a random person redeems it, when Yovel comes now, Yom Kippur, that's when Yovel starts. Random person redeems it, it goes to the Kohanim by Yovel. But if the person himself redeems it, he keeps it. Right? It's the achuzah. You can redeem it. Remember how much you redeem it for? We just learned it. 1 shekel a year, 1 shekel a punyan. So, what if the person's son redeems it? So the special halacha says, person whose son redeems it, he gets to use it. It's his. But when Yovel comes, it goes to his father. Instead of going to Kohanim, it goes to his father. He's like his father. Says the Gemara, Adarabba, Mar bani Yisach, Shekain, Kom Tachas Achav Libum. I saw yesterday, somebody sent me a clip of the editor, Ariel. He put here, when I said Adarabba and I sang it, so he stuck in when we sang by Lezensk. So he put it right in together with the thing. It was very nice. Cool. I like when they send me the shtick. Yosef, those guys, when they do the shtick in the shir, I like when they send it. It's cool to see. Adarabba, Mar bani Yisach shekain kom tachas achav liibum. Wait a minute. There's something that a brother could do that a son can't do. And that is yibum. What's yibum? Let's see real quickly. Here we have one of our Baldwin brothers from Yavamas. The other one is selling Yisroigim, the fixed Yisroigim. You have 2 brothers. You know what? Let me do the English one. 2 brothers. And one of them gets married to a 5-town woman. And we had different women then. They chas v'shalom to show their face, the whole thing. We'll discuss it a different time. We got a lot of emails. How could you show? So we made a pshara. She has sunglasses on top of her head. Okay. Anyways, one of the guys, the brother, goes bye-bye. So this guy, he has an option. Either he does yibum, he marries her, or he does chalitza. But that only a brother could do, not a son. So you see that a brother is closer to his brother than a son is to the brother. To his father, but I'm talking about this brother. In other words, who's closer in this case to Ruvain? Ruvain's son or Ruvain's brother Shimon? In this case, it's Shimon because Shimon does yibum or chalitza. Says the Gemara, exactly the Gemara's answer. What are you talking about? The whole reason this yibum is because he doesn't have a son. When you have a son, not only that, the Torah calls him shem lachiv, lahakim shem lachiv. Why are you performing yibum? So that you have a memory. Your son is your memory. Your son is you. It's much better than anything else. But sheyesh ben ein yibum. When there's a son, there's no yibum. So Gemara just asked real quickly. Let's just do this so we can maybe finish this little sugya. It's because you have this great answer. That's why you say that a son is closer to a father than a brother. But if you didn't have this answer, you might have thought that a brother is closer to his brother than a son is closer to the father. If you thought a brother is better, very simple. Here, a son, we said, has 2 things going for him. I did this. I didn't even know how to put the sad and the chuzah closer together. I couldn't figure it out. So, anyways, the son has yiyud and he has the achuzah versus the brother only has yibum going for him. So it's 2 against 1. Why would you think that a brother is stronger than a son when a son has 2 things for him and a brother has 1? Says the Gemara is the achuzah gufa mahaitaimu the kokaimele letana. The bottom thing called the achuzah, we don't even know that it goes to the son versus the brother. We didn't know. It doesn't say in the Torah if somebody redeems it, it goes to the father. Who is that someone? Is it a son or a father? I had no idea. The only reason I know that it's the son and not the brother is because of so basically, we only know this de'achuzah from the whole yibum thing. And Memela, it's equal. It's 1 against 1. It's yud versus yibum. And that's why we have to come on to the Gemara's answer of klum yesh yibum and makom sheyesh ben. There's what? There is a Hebrew shir today at 2:30. There's a mincha here at 2:15. There's a shir Motzei Shabbos, Motzei Yom Kippur at 9:30 and at 10:30 in Hebrew. Rabbi Sai, a Gemar Chasim Toiva. Have a wonderful day.
Chasile Toivo, Rebbe Eli.